What are the keys for new Muslims to be successful and not overwhelmed? Okay. So someone who's just accepted Islam, the first thing to do is just learn the prayer basics. Just learn the basics of the prayer. We have the text, the absolute essentials of Islam. Just that level of detail is sufficient, and that level of belief that's covered in there. Allah exists. He's all existed. He'll never not exist. He doesn't need anyone. He's different to his creation. He's one. He has knowledge, will, power. He's alive. He hears. He sees. He speaks. Right. Just knowing that basic amount of your basic beliefs and basic practice. There's a few things relating to the prophets as well, alayhi wassalatu wasalam. And then what this person should do is slowly build on getting the prayers in their life. So the initial journey for someone who's just accepted Islam is primarily one of knowledge. So once the 5 prayers are there, he or she should focus on learning what Muslims believe, right, in detail. Just having that knowledge is a huge barrier and a protection from a lot of the tribulations and tests and difficulties of life. Knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who takes care of the believers, having certainty in this, that knowing that your rizq comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sustains you, He provides for you. And so just having certainty in that, it starts with knowledge. So just having that. And then working on learning the core essentials of the deen, how to worship Allah, the prayer, purity prayer, fasting, and if someone's got wealth, then zakat. And if they have, before they go to Hajj, how to perform the Hajj. And then it's about practice. Once the knowledge is there, or once a person doesn't feel like, whoa, this is too much, whatever, slowly increasing your practice, very slowly. Initially, it should be just the 5 prayers, right? Focus on that. And once you can do the 5 prayers consistently on a daily basis without missing it, without it feeling like, oh, it's too much, then consider adding some other routines, right? Some other extra worship. But that's the main thing. And, and initially, one of the best routines of worship you can have in your life is gratitude. Thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this blessed religion that He's given to all of us. And, and dua, and asking Allah to let you embody the best traits that the Prophets taught, those that Islam encourages to adopt. And, and that's sufficient. And then, so I think with many people who accept Islam, it's difficult enough with the transition. Many a time people struggle having to change their social circle, or they struggle because of there may be difficulties with their families, and so piling on lots of works initially is probably not a good idea. So initially work on your knowledge and getting your prayers in place, and then branching out from there, which is why it's not, sometimes we get questions. Someone wants to marry a particular person, and then that person accepts Islam. If it's accepting Islam just to marry the person, and there's no real belief, then it's not valid. It's not going to happen. But even then, okay, someone does accept Islam. I don't think jumping into a marriage immediately is a good idea. I think waiting a couple of years until a person's practice is solid and stable, that's the best idea, and Allah knows best.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول